It is time, my friends. We are going to be talking about the Goodreads Choice Awards for 2025. And in this video, I'm going to be predicting the ones that I think will be nominated for Best Mystery and Thriller. I'll do a brief introduction in case you're new to my channel. I am Tina, and I love mystery, thriller, suspense, and horror novels. It makes up the bulk of my reading. My credentials: I have a book podcast. I've been on YouTube now for almost 1 year, and I have been a book reviewer for almost 10 years. So I follow these lists very closely. And unfortunately for me, I do love Goodreads. It is a flawed platform. And this list, of course, is overly white and it's a popularity contest. And yet I think it's interesting to see the books that are getting people's attention, to see the books that are getting the marketing dollars. And I like to be a part of it. I also plan on reading the entire list of the books that are nominated this year for a video. Is that crazy? Yes. Will I be able to do it? Maybe. I'm a pretty, once I come up with a silly plan, I'm really good in the beginning and then I might filter off by the end, but let's try it. That is my goal anyway for this year, is to read through the entire list. They do put 20 of these books on the list, but my thought is that I've already read some of them. My prediction is that I will have read 8 of the 20. That's my prediction. Hopefully I'm wrong and it's a little bit more. A couple things about these books: they have to be published between November 16th, 2024 and November 14th, 2025, which makes me think this list will come out on November 15th, I would imagine. The first round and they also have to have, when the opening round begins, an average rating of 3.5 or greater, which I thought was really interesting. I found this on some list on Goodreads, so I think it's correct, but who's to say? That's what I'm going by though. And last year I had read, there were 20 on the list and I finished 8 of them. And basically what I did for this, I looked through my own favorite thrillers of the year. I looked through Book of the Month, Aardvark, Jenna's, Reese's, GMA Book Club. I also looked back at some of my new release Tuesday videos. I looked on Goodreads and I think I have it. I'm going to share in what I think are the most likely to be on the list to the least likely, because there are some that I love, but I just don't think have the popularity yet to make it on a best of list. Need a little coffee break? Let's get into the list. Let's just go ahead and begin with the obvious. I do believe that Frida McFadden will have 3 books on the list this year. Are The Crash, The Tenant, and The Intruder. I read 2 of the 3, actually. I read The Crash back when it came out early this year. Currently, as of this recording, it has 487,000 ratings and an average rating of 3.8, which I think is pretty typical for her books. That one's about a woman that gets stuck in a blizzard and gets picked up by this family and finds that she might have to stay there longer than she bargained for. I liked it well enough. I gave it 3.5 stars, but I definitely can see this one being on the list. She also has the book The Tenant. That one has 442,000 ratings with an average of 3.83. So rated slightly higher than The Crash. The Tenant, I put away immediately. I tried like 5 pages of it. Initial characters was named Elizabeth, and I couldn't. But many of you all commented to say she's not a prominent character and she won't be there for that long. So I will have to go back into it, I imagine, because I think this one's going to be on the list. You also have The Intruder. That one only has 65,200 ratings because it just came out this month in October, and it has an average of 3.98. I liked it very much. You all are telling me you thought it sucked. I stand by the fact that this is not her worst one. The main character wasn't dumb. I could see, though, getting the setup. So that one's about a woman who is in a remote cabin, and this little girl comes to her house covered in blood with a knife. And you aren't getting like a spooky jump scare. I like those types of books, and I enjoyed this one. I think I gave it 4 stars. The other one that I think is going to be on this list that I think is pretty obvious, and I sort of hope to not see it. It is Never Flinch by Stephen King. And the reason that I say I hope not to see it is because it is one of the Holly books. And I have read the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. I read The Outsider. I know she is in the short story collection If It Bleeds. She has her own standalone book called Holly. But if Stephen King wrote it, it's probably going to be nominated. I don't think this one has any supernatural elements to it, because I did consider, will this be in the horror category? And maybe it will be, which would be great for me. I feel like if this is in mystery and thriller, I'm going to have to read it, and I'm going to have to somehow read Holly. Maybe I should read Holly now in anticipation. You know what I mean? And eventually I want to get through all of his books, so maybe I'll do that. At any rate, I do think this one will be on the list. This one has 48,000 reviews, an average of 3.85. It's Holly Gibney, number 4. And I think I'm not alone in my fatigue of Holly, but I do think it'll be on the list. Another one that I think will be on the list is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This one has 64,000 ratings, actually 64,263 ratings, and an average of 4.12. I know she wrote a lot of YA books, I believe, and this is her first adult debut. And I was not sold on it, but it has a really good rating. So if this is on the list, I'll be happy to read it. It is about a woman who is trying to solve her own murder. I think someone attempts murder on her, and then she has brain damage, but she's not quite dead yet, as the title suggests. And so the book is, I think, trying to have her work out the mystery before she dies. I don't know. Sounds decent, and I bet I could get through it pretty quickly. If it's all the same to you, I'm going to hold this mic. My turtleneck is too floppy and it keeps pointing the other way. So the next book that I am pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure, the book that I DNF'd. And it's We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter. I just know I'm going to have to read this, and that's okay. It has a really good rating. I think it actually might be the highest rated on this list. This one has 43,283 reviews so far, and it's an average of 4.3. So people are loving this book, and I'm going to have to be patient. I literally tried this in print, ebook, audio, and what I don't love about, here's the thing, let me defend myself, right? I don't love series, and for this, I know it's going to be a start of a new series. You're sort of establishing the characters, and the main character is a police officer in this, going in her dad's footsteps, chief or whatever, and so she is kind of training underneath him. And what about this is that there are a lot of characters. I mean, I got maybe 20% in it at the character list already. I'm just not someone that loves all of those characters. But somebody DM'd me and let me know that there is a big shift just about right after where I DNF'd it. And I was like, okay, that actually sounds pretty good. So probably we'll have to go back to this one because I definitely think it'll be on the list. Another one I think is going to be on the list is Count My Lies by Sophie Strava. This one has 57,446 ratings and an average of 3.73. I've heard this one is just okay. I hear this one is a pretty big copycat of a popular novel. I want to say the other Mrs. Parrish. I think this one sounds like it's very similar to it. And I just have a feeling this one is going to be buzzy enough to make it on the list. It's contemporary fiction. And what is it about even? Good question. That's right. Okay, so this one is about a liar whose little white lies allow her to infiltrate the life of a wealthy married couple who are harboring dark secrets. So I don't know, it sounds like something perhaps we've read before, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Again, it's very popular and I think it'll be on this list. Another one that I own that I think will be on this list is Lisa Jewell's book, Don't Let Him In. I haven't read this one yet. I've heard it's okay. It has 107,000 ratings though, and 3.76 average. This one's about a con man, and it's about three women essentially, and the lives that he tries to ruin, and it sounds like they get back at him. I'm always happy to read a Lisa Jewell. Deep down, I harbor a desire to read all of her books, even though she has 200, it feels like. So I'll be happy to cross this one off my list, and her books are always pretty good and always easy to get through. So I'm excited. I'm excited to finally prioritize it. One is around here somewhere, but listen, I'll just insert a picture of it. My office is in shambles per usual. I'm trying to pump out a lot of content because I want to try and get to 10,000 subscribers by my 1-year anniversary on this platform. So quick plug, if you haven't followed me already, I would love for you to do so and subscribe to my channel. We have a good time over here. But the book that I'm looking for that I cannot find is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. If this does not make the list, I will boycott. Cosby is the cream of the crop. I have not read anything from him that's less than 4.5 stars. I only have one of his left, his debut, My Darkest Prayer. Haven't read that one, but all of his other ones were 4.5 and 5 stars. I love him. This book is dark. It is very dark. It's about a man who comes back to his hometown because his brother is in deep shit and he wants to try and help the family. So far, it has 34,895 ratings and a 4.05 average. So it does seem like people are enjoying it. So I think it has a fair shot at being on the list. Next is one that you know what? This is surprising, and I'm going to have to knock this one off. It's With a Vengeance, Riley Sager. I thought for sure it would be on it. This is his train novel. It's a mystery about a woman who wants to get revenge on a group of people, but it can't make the list if the parameters are correct that were listed on Goodreads, because it has 45,000 ratings, but only an average of 3.38. And it needs to have an average of 3.5 or better. People hated this book. I didn't mind it. I thought it was decent. I really thought it was fine. I had a good time reading it. It really wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. So I was surprised that people hate this one so much, but I'm actually going to go ahead and take that off the official list. So put that over there. Next is one that I do own. Why do I keep looking back at these shelves? You know, it's around here somewhere. You guys think that I should go by alphabetical order? Once a year, I get the itch to reorganize my shelves. And I think my rainbow shelves are pretty iconic, but even when I'm filming, you can't really tell. The next book that I think is going to be on the list is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. And I just love this holographic version I got from Book of the Month. I did read this one a while ago, back when it came out. I really liked it. It is a book you will love or hate. I did not know where this was going for 90% of the book. And I'm still not quite sure that I could explain the ending to you, but I really enjoyed it. It's about an author who finally gets on the bestseller list and then his wife goes missing and he basically tries to continue his life without her and he's struggling while doing so. I thought this was really good. It has an average rating of 3.6. So like I said, you will love or hate it, but it has 236,000 reviews on Goodreads. So I think it has a good shot at being on this list. I don't think it'll win though, but it'll definitely place. Another one that I think will be on the list. I'm not 100% sure though. It is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I really like Julie Clark. This is a quieter mystery about a woman who gets hired to ghostwrite her father's memoir. She finds out a lot of family secrets while she does it. This is a slow burn, but it has a very good average rating of 4.08 and it has 48,000 reviews. So I think it will be on the list. I'm actually surprised that it's ranked so high. Not because I didn't like it. I liked it, but normally books that aren't rip-roaring sort of in your face thrillers don't rank as highly. And this one has really good ratings. So I'm excited to see that. And I do think it'll be on the list. Next is one that I was very surprised to see ranked so highly. And I did read it. Let's see. It's around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. And I didn't know this author was so popular. Okay. It has 99,545 ratings with an average of 3.74. This is about a woman who is taking care of her newborn daughter. She's actually dropping her off at daycare. It's her first day back at work. And then she sees her husband on the news and he is in a hostage situation. So I like the setup for this one. I thought it was decent. I think I gave it maybe 4 stars, maybe 3.75, but I think it is very solid. It's quieter. And I certainly felt for the woman because what would you do? Because she definitely did not think her husband had that in him. And she's sort of questioning the veracity of the video. So I can see why there are so many readers of this. I just, again, did not think this author was that popular. Let me see. She had one of those. Oh, she has a lot of books, actually. I know Wrong Place, Wrong Time people liked, but I don't know. I was surprised to see, although I guess it's not on the final list, but I was surprised to see so many reviews for this one. Next up is The Compound. Another one people seem to hate. I loved this book. I thought it was so smart. It barely has a good enough rating to make the list. It has 54,635 reviews with an average of 3.58. But I just think this one is really smart. It is one that did something different. It's a reality TV story about these contestants that are essentially fighting to stay on the show, and you know the world outside of them is in turmoil, but you don't exactly know why. And they don't exactly seem to care because they're more interested in being on the show. I thought this one was so smart, but I've heard from so many people that they hated it. So we'll see. I do think it'll be on the list though. I feel like this is one to remember from 2025 and I hope I'm right. I hope that it makes it. Now, this one's a bit of a wild card because it just came out, but I think because of the author, it will make the list. I'm predicting Dan Brown's Secrets of Secrets will be on this list. It has 36,000 reviews so far and a 4.02 average. I hope it's not on the list though, because I don't want to read it. I liked The Da Vinci Code way back in the day. I liked Angels and Demons, but this is, I think, number 6 in the Angels and Demons series. And I'm not going back. So I feel like I'll be a little confused if I grab this one. So maybe it won't make the list because it's book 5, but it's also Dan Brown. And I feel like it will. It's going to be very popular. So we'll have to wait and see. But I am predicting that it will be on this list. This next one I barely knew existed. In fact, if pressed, I would have said that no, this did not exist. It is The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose. Is that her name? Now, this one, what shocked me is that it has 189,000 reviews and an average of 4.03. I know she's popular, but I had no idea she was that popular. I did read her book, The Perfect Marriage. This one's a sequel to that. I thought it was fine. I think I gave it 3 stars. For me, her books are not that compelling, but maybe I just have not found the correct one. But if this is on the list that I'm thinking it will be, I'm going to have to read it. I was just zoning out a little bit because I was trying to decide if I really should organize my shelves by author. Reader problems, but another prediction for this list is Ashley Flowers is The Missing Half. I was surprised to see how many reviews there were for this one. It has 82,446. I know she's from the very popular podcast. What is it called? Crime Junkie. I did not care for her first one. I actually did not finish it. So I was not expecting much from this. It's about 2 women whose sisters disappeared years ago, and they have reason to believe that their cases are connected. I enjoyed this immensely, especially the last few pages. It was pretty surprising for me. It's a little bit quieter, a little bit of a slower burn, but I still thought it was very good. And I could see this being on the list. Average 3.82, and like I said, 82,446 ratings. The next book I'm predicting, I did DNF, but I feel like will make the list because of the author. It is A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall. This one has 47,218 ratings and an average of 3.77. I DNF'd it because I thought it was boring. It's about this couple, and they head to the boyfriend's family home, I think for the holidays. And while she's there, she finds herself in a photo in one of their rooms. And the family's weird. The vibes are off. I don't think this was that interesting. I got very bored, but I'm going to have to read it if it is one that makes the list. And I could see it making the list because I know this author is really popular, but we'll have to wait and see. Next is You Killed Me First by John Mars. This one has 77,200 ratings and an average of 397. I hope to see it on the list. I've already read it, and it would be nice to have one that I've already read on the list. This one was decent from Mars. It is over the top, and it opens with a woman who's trapped in a bonfire, and then it works backward to try and figure out, okay, what's going on here? It's domestic suspense. All the neighbors have secrets. They're all kind of backstabbing each other, and it was entertaining. There were a lot of twists for me, and it felt a little long, but I did enjoy it. This one, I think I gave 3.5 stars, 3.75. But again, John Mars is immensely popular, and I think could see this being on the list. The next one is from an author I've never read. People really enjoy her though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it. It is Such Quiet Girls by Noelle Ely. And this one has 64,300 ratings and an average of 3.89. I tried one of her books. I think this one actually, I did it on audio and I didn't care for it. It was about a group of kids that I think go missing or something happens to them while they're riding the school bus. I would be okay with going back into it. I do think her books are page turners and I think people like them for that reason. I just have not read her and I feel like this one will be on it, but we'll have to wait and see, right? Finally, the one that I really hope to see, I actually don't own it. Oh my gosh. It's among my favorite books of the year, though. It is Julie Chan is Dead. And this one has 31,000 ratings and an average 3.45. Wait, it won't be able to be on the list because it's not rated highly enough. I'm mad about that. I really liked this book. I really liked it. It's about twin sisters who have been estranged. One is a famous influencer. One is very much down on her luck. The one that's down on her luck watches her influencer sister die in real time and decides to take over her life. And chaos ensues. This one is wild and I just loved it. I thought it was so funny and I flew through it. I'm so surprised it's rated so low, actually. So I guess I need to find another one. I do have a list of books that I'm calling honorable mentions. I also have a list of books that I don't think will make it, but I really like, which I guess Julie Chan can go on. But my final offering for this list is going to be, okay, I'm going to say it's basic. It's She Didn't See It Coming by Sherry Lapina. She's really popular. People love her books. Even though I heard this one's just okay, has 48,633 reviews and an average of 3.96. Do you know that I've never read Sherry Lapina? I haven't. So this could be great. I would love to read this one this year just to see what the fuss is about. I know it's my past co-host of Book Talk, etc., Renee. Sherry Lapina is one of her favorite authors, which is why I never read her stuff because she would bring them to the show. And so I was like, oh, this is a Renee book, but I should read her. I think I would enjoy her writing. So that's my last prediction. Those are the 20. I'm going to list them below. If I get better than a B, if I get better than 80% right, I'm going to feel so accomplished. So we'll have to wait and see. I would also like to offer some honorable mentions. It's my episode, it's my video, so I suppose I can do whatever I want. Honorable mention to Best Offer Wins. I am so sad that this one does not come out in time. It doesn't come out until November 25th. This book, you guys, I loved it so much. 5 stars. It's only got 591 ratings now. It's an average of 4.15. It's fantastic. It's about a woman who would stop at nothing to get her dream home. Loved it. So smart. Also want to give an honorable mention to Grisham's The Widow. Now, this one just came out on October 21st, so yesterday as of this recording. Wait, is it even the 21st yet? Yes, it is. Yesterday as of this recording. I think it might be too late. So far, it only has 692 ratings, but an average of 4.02. It might make the list because of who the author is, but I don't know if it will knock some of these heavy hitters off. So we'll have to wait and see. I also have an honorable mention to You Belong Here by Megan Miranda. This author is no longer for me. I really don't read her anymore. It has 20,157 ratings and an average of 3.55. So it's rated fairly low. But I know it's Megan Miranda and people love her books. I also want to say this was a book of the month pick, but didn't quite make the final list. Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. I loved that book. It is one of my favorite thrillers of the year. And again, looking around to see where it is, I thought it was so smart. I loved it. It's especially good for right around Halloween. It's about a true crime podcast host who's basically getting tormented by one of the people on her show. I loved it. I thought it was so good. That one has 49,000 ratings and of 372. God, maybe I should have added that to the list because nope, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with my list. I also give honorable mention to The Woman in Suite 11. Already has 35,700 ratings. That is the follow-up, of course, to Ruth Ware's The Woman in Cabin 10. Average for this one's 358. So I don't think it quite ranked highly enough to make the final list, but it might because it's Ruth Ware. People love her. Finally, one that I really debated adding, but ultimately took off by the end. It's Gone Before Goodbye by Reese Witherspoon and Harlan Coben. Reese's first book. You know, she's big into the book club world. This one only has 3,331 ratings and an average of 4.01. So unless it picks up some steam here in the next couple of weeks, it could be on there. It might get added anyway because it's Reese and Harlan, but I just don't know if it's going to be, and I didn't want to make that prediction. Here are some books that I really liked that I don't think will make it, and the reasons why I don't think they'll be on it. Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. I thought was so fun. I am surprised it's rated as low as it is. Only has a 357 with 17,000 reviews. I thought this was really good. It's about a woman who is a recipient of a heart transplant situation, and she becomes obsessed with her donor's husband. So great. I thought it was a really good time. I also do not think The Dead Husband's Cookbook will make it by Danielle Valentine. That only has 7,000 reviews and an average of 3.87. I thought that one was really fun. It's about a woman who ghostwrites this famous chef's memoir, and the famous chef's husband disappeared years ago, and she feels like things are weird at the family compound and is going to try and figure out what's going on. I thought it was a great time. Another one I loved is Everyone Is Lying to You. This is a trad wife influencer domestic suspense book. It has 17,000 ratings and an average of 3.8. I thought this one was super fun. Popcorn thriller, easy twists and turns, and kept me guessing. I also am surprised that Night Watcher by Daphne Wollstonecraft does not have as many reviews as I think it should. It only has 6,730, which is shocking to me, and it has an average of 376. I gave this 4 stars. I didn't care for some elements of it, but I thought the vibes were really good. It's very creepy. It's about a final girl who feels like the killer is now coming back to haunt her, and it's about another true crime podcast host. I thought it was really good. Another one that I don't think will make this list, but will probably be somewhere else, is What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown. I loved this book. I thought it was so good. I would call it literary suspense, but on Book of the Month, they have it listed as historical fiction, which kind of surprised me, but it technically is. This one takes place in the mid-1990s. and it's about a girl and her father who live off the grid. I thought this one was so smart. I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Finally, the last one that I think is good, but I don't think will make the list is The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia. It's like a fun, sort of Frida McFadden-esque popcorn thriller. It's about 2 people that go on a trip and they switch identities on the airplane and what happens to them. This has 69,300 ratings and an average of 3.64. It came out last year, I want to say November, December, so I think that's why it has so many. I don't know if this necessarily has staying power, but like it might. But that is it for today. I had such fun making this list. I'm going to be giddy if I got most of them right or any of them right. And I'm going to be really mad if I forgot some very obvious ones, especially if they're books that I have read. Because one thing I didn't do to prep for this, I did not go back through my read list of the year. I should have. That would have been a smart thing to do. But let's just roll the dice and see where we land up. As always, leave me a comment. Which book do you think is going to win? I should probably tell you which book I think is going to win. Honestly, I think my money is on this one, We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter. People are loving it. People love Karen Slaughter. It's the first in a new series and it has a high average rating. So this is my prediction for the best thriller of 2025. I just hope it's not a Frida. You know what I mean? They're easy to read, but like there's books with more depth that are in this genre. But let me know what your choice would be for the best thriller of 2025. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love making videos for you and I have such a good time doing it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.